Spirit TV, it's Candi here, and I'm here at the red carpet premiere of the VH1 documentary Rock Docs. That's right, everything in hip-hop that you know about originated right here in the South, College Park to be exact. Listen, we got tons of celebrities coming out today. Let's check it out. As the executive producer of the documentary, why was it so important for you to put the story out?
First of all, I wouldn't even be an executive producer if it wasn't for my television and movie film brothers over here. They taught me everything I know. They taught me to reach for the stars. I didn't even know it was possible for individuals like myself to executive produce and make these type decisions, but they taught me a lot, man. These are the Tate brothers, and it means a lot for Atlanta, Georgia, for people to understand the story and everything behind it. So we proud, man, and I just want to thank everybody for support.
Thank you. All right, and I'm standing here with
Brad Bernstein, the director, writer, producer of the film.
Wow. So you have to tell us, how fun was this documentary producing it and directing it and everything else that you do?
It was really fun. It's probably the most fun film we've ever made. We learned a lot about Atlanta hip-hop that we didn't know. And the best part, I think, was like meeting the old school guys, the guys that influenced the Ludacris, the T.I., you know, all those guys. The MC Shotties, the Raheem the Dreams, Kilo. And to have them all here tonight, that's really special.
So, you know, being that you are the man behind the whole thing, how has hip-hop influenced you over the years?
I'm not the man behind the whole thing. There's a lot of people that had an impact. My partners also co-did everything. And Ludacris, Shaka Zulu, and Aisha Obafemi, Jeff Dixon, all executive producers. But hip-hop, how has it influenced everybody, man? It's all pervasive, it's all knowing, it's everything. So it's obviously it hasn't affected my fashion style, my fashion sense.
Well, well, you got a green zipper, you know, you kind of did a little pop of color right there. Let's get this green
hat with my green zipper, then it would be
right. You know, I can't even explain it. It's just really good to be able to do something like this, to be an executive producer for an amazing project like this, along with my other partners. Beyond words. I just want everybody to see it. You know, of course I've seen it, and a few of my friends have seen it, and of course the people that worked on it worked hard on it to make sure that we didn't miss a beat. So it's really been just a blessing to be a part of it, to be allowed to do it, and I can't wait for people to see it. That's all.
A legend of the industry, the beautiful Miss Shanti Das. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, and it's great to stand here and interview you today. Now, I have to ask you, what does this documentary mean to you?
Well, I think it's so important and special, and shout out to Shaka and Ludacris for doing this, because now I think the rest of the country and the world really gets to hear our story and how the hip-hop game really came up and came about in Atlanta in the late 80s and early 90s. So it's important to really tell this story the right way. And so I think it's a wonderful documentary with a lot of people in it, and I'm just honored to have asked to be a part of it.
Wow. And what does it mean to you to have the story told the right way?
Again, I mean, I think it was so hard for Atlanta hip-hop to even get really that respect that it deserved. So, you know, I was there in the early days of Outkast and Goody Mob and everybody trying to find their way, because there was East Coast rap and there was his West Coast rap. And so it was like, okay, where do we fit in? And it took so long for us to break on the East Coast. West Coast actually showed us love a lot earlier than the East Coast did, but it's just important now. And I think it's ironic that most of the hip hop is coming out of the A now. So I think, you know, this story is a really important one for all the young guys to learn, you know, how we really came up in a lot of the sacrifices and the battles that we had to fight to really break through into hip hop overall.
All right, y'all heard it here first. The beautiful Miss Shanti Das. Listen, this is a history lesson for all y'all out there. We have to let her go. She's the original hip-hop professional. So I'm standing here with Bear. He is one of the associate producers of the film Rock Doc. So tell us why this film is so important for you.
Because our story has never been told. I'm originally from College Park, the home of the originators of the music industry in Atlanta, Kevin Wells, Dallas Austin, Jermaine Dupri, Monica, everybody. It started all in College Park, along with the group 112 and Jagged Edge. So it's time for our story to be told, and there's a lot of story to be told. So you're getting a peek into one part of a huge story that underlines the fabric of what makes and what has made Atlanta be so special for 2 decades, almost 3.
So you heard about it and you said, man, I got to be a part of that. How did that work out?
Well, actually, it originated based on a concept I had that I was doing years ago, honoring all the participants who were in the music industry, from starting out with ABC, Kevin Wells, and Dallas Austin, all from College Park. So and Ludacris would always support every year. It was called Live on the South Side. And from that, we decided to document what Atlanta was really like. People come to Atlanta, they go to the clubs and Buckhead, but they never really get to socialize and mingle with the locals and really get the culture that we have. So it's about culture, it's about sharing our story and people falling back in love with Atlanta.
Why do I feel it's important for the story of the South to get told? I'm from the South, so I feel a lot of the music of our time has come from the South, artists from the South. It's something about, especially Atlanta, when you get down here, their work ethic is ridiculous. Like, people rather go to the studio instead of the club. You know, they might go to get inspiration, but they go right back to the studio. And speaking of Destiny Child, we started working down here, like 14, 15 years old. We were staying in a friend's basement, but we were going to the recording studio like every single day, rehearsing every single day. So I was able to get a taste of that, you know what I mean? But I just feel like a lot of the music that you hear on the radio, even today, is from Atlanta. It has that southern, people love that southern feel.
So with that being said, who are your top 5 artists of all time?
Of all time?
All time. Hip-hop artists, I'm sorry, hip-hop.
You gotta be specific.
I'm sorry, that's a lot.
And a lot of them are from Atlanta. Outkast, Ludacris. I'm from Houston, so I gotta say the Ghetto Boys. Tip, I love Tip. T.I., I love Bun, I love UGK. So those are my 5.
How has Atlanta influenced hip-hop?
How's Atlanta influenced? You wouldn't hear the term player or have like Biggie with the Kango maybe if it wasn't from Atlanta, for Atlanta. Like, I remember, man, when like Puff and Big them ran through Atlanta, they first came through big, you know, like the almost army, fresh. Like, it was what we stereotypically thought of like New York dudes, but he picked up a lot of player aesthetic early on from Atlanta, DC, Detroit, and I'm glad the city rubbed up on him. Pac used to live in Atlanta, you know, and I think that those people got and gave something, and then they took that to the national audience.
Wow. So you've been in the industry for a while now. You know, we all know Killer Mike. So who are your top 5 artists of all time?
My top 5 artists.
Hip-hop artists.
Hip-hop
from
artists,
the South.
period.
From the South.
No. The greatest rapper of all time is Scarface. And then it's like everybody else. So y'all argue over other folks.
Dang, just like that.
Yeah, I'm in there at 2. Y'all argue over 3.
Well, we appreciate you, man.
Love,
Thank
love,
you.
love.
It's all love. It's all love.